All right, so for this one, anytime you're given a graph here of f prime of x, what I like to do is just create a number line here and try and think about what it's going to look like. So my critical point is when the derivative was equal to 0, and that occurs right here. And so everywhere to the left, it was negative, and everywhere to the right, it was positive. So what my graph must look like is something where at this point it has a slope of 0. So let's just say this is my area where the slope is 0. And I'm just choosing a random point here. You could choose it up top more, but this is just one example of what it could look like. So then I'm always going to be positive, and I see that it's increasing pretty regularly there. And the same thing is true that as to get more and more and more negative, so it's got to look like the function x squared in a way. Like I said, you could have chosen a point up here where it would have been 0, and it would have followed a similar path just like that if you were to do it a little bit higher. Heck, it could even have been right here that it was 0, and it could have went up like this. Either way, all three of those graphs are possibilities, and this is at some point where f prime of c is equal to 0. And that's the true piece of this. You want to find the critical points and go from there. So here are just the guidelines for finding intervals on which a function is increasing or decreasing. So if this is continuous on the interval AB, to find the open intervals on which f is increasing or decreasing, we're just going to use the following steps. So number one is locate the critical numbers of f in that interval, and then use these numbers to determine the test intervals. So 2, determine the sign of f prime of x at one test value in each of the intervals. So remember, you can choose any value as long as it's between the interval or just outside that area. So then for number 3, we're going to use the theorem 3.5, which is the first derivative test, to determine whether it's increasing or decreasing on the interval. And remember that if it goes from a positive to a negative, we've got a max, a relative max. If it goes from a negative to a positive, we've got a min. And then there were two other options that we had. And one of them was negative to negative, right, at that point. And then the other one was positive to positive. And these are neither mins or maximums at this point.